St. Helens Barracks has stood here since the 19th century, built to house soldiers during a time when military life was harsh, disciplined, and unforgiving. These walls would have witnessed long nights, strict punishment, illness, and men pushed to their limits, both physically and mentally. For decades, people have reported unexplained footsteps, shadowy figures, and the unmistakable feeling of being watched long after the barracks fell silent. Some believe whatever remains here is tied to the trauma and routine of those who never truly left. As day turns to night, the investigation begins. The stage was set, and there was a sense of unease in the air. And trust me when I say that sometimes, in locations like this, there are some things that should never be found.
Welcome back, everybody, and to another episode of Spooky Line Paranormal. This week we're back with another ghost hunting video. I've got some really incredible venues in the pipeline for this year. I'm going for more of a renting out private places rather than trying to do publics, just to get a bit more better evidence, hopefully. So super excited. Over the next few months there's going to be some great paranormal investigations coming your way, and some great teams that I'm collabing with as well. So lots to look forward to, but thank you for tuning in to another episode. And this week I ventured back home, back up north, to a place like you might have seen in the trailer and the intro, called St. Helens Barracks. I have a sort of fond memories of St. Helens, some not, I grew up in this place and didn't even know that these barracks existed until recently. We're about to get into some of the history of St. Helens Barracks before we get into the investigation. And if you do like this, then please, we're almost at 250 subscribers, which is just crazy to me. Please hit that like, subscribe button, all that shit, and share it with who might like this sort of thing. Enough of that shoiser out the way. Let's get into a bit of the history of the place before we jump into the investigation itself. Now, Mill Street Barracks in St. Helens in the northwest of England was constructed in 1861 during a period when Britain was reinforcing its local military infrastructure amidst growing concerns about national defence. Not much has changed, really. Now, at the time, towns across the country established volunteer units made up of ordinary civilians, and the barracks were built to serve as the headquarters of the 47th Lancashire Rifle Volunteer Corps. Now, these were not full-time soldiers, but many local men who balanced civilian lives with military training, gathering here regularly to learn drills, learn discipline, and prepare in the events they were called upon to defend their country. Now, the building quickly became a central hub for military organisation in the area, connecting the town of St. Helens directly to Britain's sort of ever-expanding national defence network. Throughout the late 19th and earliest 20th century, the barracks remained an important training and mobilisation centre as Britain's military structure evolved. When the First World War broke out in 1914, men from St. Helens and the surrounding areas assembled here before being formally mobilised and sent overseas. Now, for many, this building would have been one of the final places they ever stood before leaving England for the battlefields of Europe. The barracks continued to serve an active role during the Second World War also, when its associated units became part of the Royal Artillery's searchlight regiments. These units formed a vital part of Britain's air defence, using powerful searchlights to locate and track enemy aircraft during night raids, helping protect cities and industrial areas from aerial attack. Now, the barracks themselves were decommissioned in 1969, and its closure marked the end of over 100 years of military use in the building, leaving behind a building that had played a quiet but enduring role in preparing local men for some of the most significant conflicts in modern British history. And now we're sort of going go-to on some of the ghosts associated with the place before we jump into what I think is there. Alright, so I think this place just screams stone tape theory or like a residual haunting. And I'll tell you for why shortly, but let's get into some of the ghosts associated with the place. Mill Street Barracks has developed a reputation over the years as one of the most unsettling historic buildings in St Helens, with numerous reports of unexplained activity coming from inside and around the structure also. Now, one of the most commonly reported experiences is the sighting of a shadow figure in the upper windows, particularly at night. Witnesses have described seeing dark, human-like silhouettes standing briefly in lit windows before disappearing moments later, even when the building was known to be empty. Now, others have reported the sensation of being watched while standing outside, especially near the main entrance, with the feeling often described as sudden and intense. But let's go inside the building. There have been many reports of unexplained footsteps, particularly in sort of empty corridors and on the staircases when no one else is present, and a little bit to that shortly for one of my experiences. Now, these sounds are often described as deliberate and heavy, as though someone is walking with purpose, only to then stop suddenly. Some visitors have also claimed to hear disembodied voices, including faint whispers or the sound of someone speaking in another room, despite being alone at the time. Now, on occasion, people have reported hearing what sounds like movement behind them, turning to find nothing there. There's also been reports of apparitional sightings, including what some describe as the figure of a man to resemble a soldier. Shock. And he's seen briefly before vanishing. Others have described darker, less defined shapes moving through their peripheral vision, often disappearing when it's been looked at directly. Now, alongside visual sightings, many visitors report strong physical sensations, including sudden drops in temperature, feelings of heaviness in the air, and an overwhelming sense of unease that appears without warning. Now, stone tape theory, I know I go through this whenever I talk about it, but if you don't know about it, it's the idea that buildings, stone, for example, can absorb energy, because energy can't be destroyed or created, so it has to go somewhere. So the idea is that, things happen over and over, and the energy of that, or the emotion from the time, gets encapsulated in the stone and then is replayed back. So it's almost like something's there when there's nothing really there. It's just the energy replaying, what's the word I'm looking for? Replaying an event, or replaying a person doing a specific duty or a job. And because I did dig and I did try and look, and I couldn't see, there is a book, but I didn't read the book, I've got to say. I couldn't see any deaths associated with the place. So, like I said in the intro there, these men sometimes were training, they were civilians, and they were probably scared. That's a big emotion. And, when the war did break out, men were sent overseas and lost their lives. So is this emotion, this raw fear, anger sort of emotion, been trapped within the walls? And to be honest, that's what I think it is. Now, I did have a couple of experiences. Obviously, we're going to get into them, and some footage, obviously, because I know why you're all here. But yeah, so that's my theory on the place. Now, you've seen some pictures and stuff like that in the intro. It's a really cool place. It's quite big. We're about a group of 15 of us that were there, and any more, I think, would have been, really painful, regarding being on top of each other. But I think we had the right sort of group. But yeah, it was really special for me because I was there with my mum, so I will put some photos of Shaz up there. Yes, I call my mum Shaz. We moved past it. Just always have, just the way it is. But yeah, she loves all spooky stuff like this. And we've watched Most Haunted for years, really love it. So it's close to home, and my mum decided, let's go together. And yeah, getting there was great. Hopefully you like the footage that I got on my drone. It was really cool. Went with a team called Parrot Inc. So if you haven't heard of them, they're mostly based in the Northwest. Go follow them. They're on Facebook, and I believe TikTok or something like that, but definitely Facebook, so go follow them. And yeah, so that's sort of setting the scene. And we sort of got there about 8 p.m. We were just sort of settling in, having something to eat, something to drink. And there's sort of a real good feeling, really good energy. And then, again, I'm going to put these photos up. I decided there's like this really big mural in one of the halls, not far from where we were all sat, and I decided I wanted to go get some pictures of the mural, which I'll put up now. And I walked in, everybody else is in the crew room, chilling, and it's a massive hall, and one of the reported apparitions is right at the back of the hall. There's like a mezzanine, and it's got some like little rooms up there, but it's also like a balcony into the hall. And apparently people have seen apparitions up there, and this is one of the places of high activity, and I'm getting shivers just talking about it. And Lizzie's back again. Hello, Liz. Getting shivers just talking about it. But I went in there, I had my back turned, and I was taking photos of this mural. It's beautiful. Click, click, and I heard a bang, like a really loud bang. So I looked, nobody there, absolutely nobody there. So okay, I thought, okay, it might be the place settling, you know, you never know. So went back where I stayed there, and I took another photo, click, click. And this time I hear footsteps, so boom, 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 in the same spot. And I turn around and take a photo. I don't know if I've caught anything on the photo, but it just shows I heard these noises, and yeah, oh, shivers again. It was definitely a place which I think was very active up there, and I know for a fact nobody's up there. And like I said in the intro, and what I'd researched, it sounds like this is something that people tend to get in this place. So I was super excited, went and told everybody. We split off into our teams, and yeah, the first vigil is in the cellar with me and my small team. And a few little things happen, so yeah, let's get into that footage now.
Just come towards my voice.
Step into this room. Come and join us.
There's lots of people in this room want to talk to you.
We want to know what your story is. There's lots of things around this room for you to use to interact with us. Choose something that you're able to use.
Sounds like a bang behind. That way I've heard.
Can you copy this, Spirit? Something upstairs then.
Yeah. Footsteps.
What we just down, just
Like drag a bit and then.
we need to find out if there's anything open up.
Yeah.
Because we're saying we're all down here now, so they've gone to the other side of the building.
There shouldn't be anyone there.
No.
Should there? Yeah.
If that was you, could you do that again, please?
Yeah, you can do it again.
Mm.
If you're upstairs, Spirit, can you come down the steps, come towards my voice?
If you're outside of this room, could you make a noise where you are, please? Thank you.
Is that a Roman temperature?
I think so, yeah.
I had a little beep.
Yeah.
Can you hold on to this, the aerial? Hold on to the stick. And it'll light up. Thank you.
Thank
Very
you.
nice.
Wow.
That's really good. Thank you.
Looks like a bang there then as well. Did you hear it? Like in the doorway.
You step away from it.
He says no.
No. I want to play.
Quite like this.
Could you come in here?
Bring Grandpa in there with you.
While you're there.
We ask you some questions. Would you be able to use that to answer for us, please? Like, if you step away a little bit first.
Definitely not.
Oh,
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh no.
There we go. Tell you what, I'm going to move this door over by one of those doorways. Show me those. Just don't put on that side. Yeah. Yeah, there's another little toy for you to play with now. We did say, but I did say, didn't I, choose something that you want to use to communicate with us.
If you are going to communicate with us using that device, could you show us what your no communicate with to an answer? So is that your no answer? Which would be yes. So just to confirm, is this you saying yes now? Thank you. Were you a cadet here? Or a soldier? Are you a boy? Did you pass away here? Thank you for that. Do you communicate with people down here usually? What's your name?
Sounds like there's been a few. I thought there was Jack and then Chris, but
I thought it said Vince.
Vince. It might have been. It was like
Did you?
Yeah.
at the end.
So,
wasn't it?
so when we first asked, I thought I heard James. But this is the good thing about it, though, isn't it? Like, there's so much like you hear what you think.
Mm.
So just ask. We'll ask. It says yeah.
Yeah.
Is your name Vince?
No, I thought I heard no.
Is your name your name James?
It's gone off, I
REM
guess.
pod's going off again.
Yeah. And you said James.
So is your name James then? Is it James who we're talking to? No. So what's your name then?
I thought I heard Chris again.
I thought I heard Chris say.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Is your name Chris? Or Christopher? Whoever is trying to communicate, do you have a message for us?
What?
What did it say?
What? Sam? Which?
Say that again for us. What's your message?
Now, After this section, we moved back upstairs, had a bit of a break. Again, just sort of people went out for a smoke, that sort of thing. And the teams, we sort of swapped areas. So the other team who were upstairs in the classrooms went down into the cellar, and we went up to the classrooms. And this, I think, is where the night really started to take off, and you could really feel the energy. Like the group, we sort of were more comfortable with each other. And there's something about these rooms. I wouldn't say it's the scariest place in the world. But yeah, we definitely capture some weird noises and some interesting footage with the REM bears and REM pods. So yeah, let's get into that.
We've got lots of objects in these couple of rooms. Some of them flash, you touch them. Some of them make noises. Just go and touch something, please.
Just one of us, we scream.
It's a fun game to play. Can you go back over to the bear and make the bear light up? Never.
Kids have left this now.
You don't need to be shy or scared of us or anything like that.
You're in the first classroom, come on into these classrooms.
But if you're in the other classroom, can you make a noise? Can you move one of the chairs? Tap on the table like this. God, there's lots of energy in this room. Use the energy to help you.
Oh, it's going.
Well, yes.
She forgot to put the camera back on.
It's on pause.
Yeah. The ghost stopped it and then... Thank you for that, spirit. If you can do that again.
Yeah.
Did it?
Do you want us to move to another room? If you do, okay.
Eddie's
They both went off at the same time.
Yeah.
So, well, yeah, get lost!
We're still wondering.
So just to confirm, you want us to leave, yeah? You want us to move on?
The bell up,
So the
yeah,
bell's
bell.
on here, there, but they both like bang it.
Is it a real bell?
It's called a dead bell.
Oh,
But yeah, they went off at exactly the
Same time.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Can you-
to confirm, do you want us to leave this space? Make something go off, light up or make a noise? If you can make both go off again, that would be fantastic. And we'll move somewhere else.
We'll leave you alone for now.
March.
March. To march on.
It's lightweight.
Yeah.
the men's mess hall room. So I don't want to
Oh.
Is that where you want us to leave this room? Because there's women here.
Do you want the women to leave? Do you want the men to leave?
You're not really giving us anything, so we might have to just stay.
Are you able to ring that bell again, please?
Was that a bang then? I thought we had a bang then.
Can you ring the bell once if you want us to leave?
Just one more time and we'll go.
And now on to the final part of the night. So we had like an hour left. The host, he sort of said, you go where you want, do what you want. And I said, well, I definitely want to go back up onto the mezzanine where I heard those noises. So everybody else sort of sat down in the middle of the hall doing a bit of a call out. And I went up, my mum sort of sat on the stairs. Well, firstly, we went up and scared the shit out of ourselves because there was mannequins up there. So that was the first thing. And then I wanted to do like a lone vigil in one of these rooms on the mezzanine because I was like, I feel like this is where I'm being drawn to. So my mum went out and she sort of sat just on the steps. But yeah, I was basically on my own up there. And this is where I think it gets really interesting. I really love like the experiment. There is a name for it. I did try and Google it, but I couldn't find the name of it. But playing music from a certain time period to try and drum up some paranormal activity. So obviously, being the patriotic place, I decided to settle myself down. Bye, Liz. You going? Bye. She's off. Wobble, wobble of the camera. I decided, since it's a patriotic place, to play God Save the Queen. And yeah, I love this experiment. I think it does drum up some really cool energy. But yeah, let's get a little bit into that. And basically, what happens here is I'm playing God Save the Queen, and I start to realise that all of my equipment my camera is basically dead. So I decide I've got to go to the main hall and get the main little crew room and get my my battery pack. And so I take my camera because it's got my light on it, and I think what I capture whilst so basically I leave the room and leave the dictaphone playing, and yeah, I think there's a couple of EVPs there that are pretty good. Let's get into that. So this is the entire final section, and I think the scariest. So yeah, let's get into it. So there's people downstairs. You can probably hear them. But I'm up here on my own. I definitely heard bangs here earlier. Doing sort of a little lone vigil by myself, but there is people just a little bit out of reach. So in a minute, when everyone's calmed down, it's a very patriotic place. So we're going to play some God Save the Queen. 7. Try and build up some energy. So let's go. Let's get started. It's just caught the Queen. God Save the Queen. Here we go. God save the Queen.
You're telling me to look, Spirit? Look where? What's going on with this thing? It keeps flashing. It keeps flashing. What's... So whenever you see the light flash, that's the K2 going off. So let me try and get the K2 in as well. There's nothing on the table that should be making it go off. What is that? Oh my god. Look at it going all the way off, all the way up. I don't know what that is. Unless that's them flashing out there. What's flashing? Is that them? What's flashing?
I mean, what did you think of those EVPs? I thought they were incredible. Like, the shush is probably, like, it's clear as day. To me it is anyway. Hopefully it is to you. Let me know in the comments below what you think. And yeah, so after this section, everybody was sort of dispersing, and it was the last 10-15 minutes, and me and my mum sat down in the main hall. Everybody had gone, and again we played God Save the Queen, and my little word bank came up with confused. That's what it said, confused. And then me and my mum realised it's because it would have been God Save the King back in the day, because the king was on the throne during the time it was open. I was like, oh, that says confused. Is that what you mean? And it just came up with yes. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I don't really understand the technology behind these devices, but it's cool to have them out on investigations. And yeah, then people sort of came up from the cellar, turned the lights back on, and it was time to go home. But yeah, definitely a place if you're in the area to check out. What did you think of it? What did you think of that footage? Not the scariest place, like I've said, and more of a residual haunting, I think. Not so much a... what's the word I'm looking for? Like an intelligent haunting. I don't think there's ghosts there because nobody died there. It's close to the church. Could be that could be that sort of link. But to me, I didn't get that dread that I get sometimes when I go into these buildings. And I think that's down to the energy. I think it's more residual. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you thought. Please subscribe, share, all of that. I believe next week we're going to have another Spooky Island Encounters episode out, and I know you guys are really enjoying them. Yeah, so hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for sticking around to the end. And yeah, remember, stay spooky until next time. I can't remember what I've just fucked that up, didn't I? So basically, yeah, have a great week, everybody. Fuck it up again. So yeah, until next time, stay spooky, and remember the island is always watching. Bye.